All right, guys. Our next segment here, we're talking about my top 20 favorite non-Royal Rumble matches. How about that? We are here to talk about 6 through 10. Now, at the beginning of the show, I made the announcement that next week, Tuesday, we'll be live to talk about the Royal Rumble leading up to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And it just so happens, I didn't schedule it this way, but beautiful things are a beautiful thing. Our top 5 will be discussed live on the show. But we have to get there first. We got to do 6 through 10 here. This is the bottom half of the top 10. We had some barn burners on this one. Got some barn burners on this one here. So I'll go ahead and hide this. We'll review all the 15 next week, and then we'll get into the last 5. But let's go ahead and pop this up. Start this bitch off right. Actually, put this back on for just a second. Before we do, I realized that when we did the 2016 to 20, we kind of rattled off those pretty quickly because those videos were really short. And then the next group, we seemed a little bit more enthralled with the matches, and it's only going to get better from here. So we go to number 10. We're talking about Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, versus Triple H Last Man Standing match, 2004. This was a bloodbath. This was messy. This was two people trying to have a goddamn fight. There's not a lot of that anymore. Not a lot of people who just want to have a goddamn fight. And that's what this one is. Shawn Michaels was on. This is 2004. So he's 2 years back. He's in a fucking groove at this point. He's rocking. He's rolling. And Triple H, 2004. So this is, I think this is getting ready for the Reign of Terror right here. This is where the world champion is getting ready to piss off a bunch of people. But bringing in number 10 here, starting off our top 10, Dave. What were your standout moments? What did you think of the match?
I thought it was pretty good. I did have one weird gripe with it.
Okay.
That to me I don't want to hesitate and not say killed it.
Okay.
But it did fuck me up a little bit, and I didn't like it. Kind of pulled me out of it. But overall, It was still good. But I don't like when Shawn cut.
Oh, yeah. All right.
It bothered me a lot because I think the whole premise, I don't know why the fuck I said premise like that. The whole premise behind it was indeed a bloodbath. And I think the up close when Shawn had just gotten back into the ring, the way his eyes were dazed and glazed over, the shot was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But I hated when he cut. It just didn't make sense to me. So now I'm sitting there dealing with the idea of him doing a crossbody onto a table and now he's bleeding, which I guess you can make sense. That's perfectly fine. I'm not here to argue that. How I felt about it is I didn't like it. It just didn't feel like a direct blow to the face to cause that much damage. Now he got back in the ring. Triple H did what he was supposed to do and worked it. In which we got that beautiful shot of him just completely glazed over.
The crimson mask.
Beautifully, man. You wish it looks like that every time. He sold it perfectly with his eyes. Everything was beautiful, but it just kept bothering me that he got it on a crossbody onto the table with no contact. But the reason why I don't completely hate this is because of the way Shawn busted Triple H open.
Made up for it.
Shit was beautiful, and I love commentary. It was like when he said, was it King who said it? He was like, man, it might have been JR. I don't remember, but when he hit him, he's like, damn, he really like dug deep, or like he hit him deep with that kick. He got beat, and that's what it sounded like. And to see him crack open on that. It was like two opposites. Like one made perfect sense, and the other was like where the fuck that came from. But I don't mean to enter this with a gripe, but other than that, it was a phenomenal.
It's a fair criticism.
Way it ended. They both beat the shit out of each other, knocked out, double count out. Sean walks off. I'm sure that drove some story after that that I probably don't remember, but it would make sense. It was a good match. I just had that. I couldn't wait to get here to bitch about that one moment. That was it.
This technically this was the end of their feud. They did.
This was the okay.
They left the cliffhanger at the end for the possibility of one more match, but the one more match ended up being at WrestleMania in the triple threat with Benoit. So even though they did compete one more time, they threw the extra body in there, and it was the extra body that ended up winning the match. He became the world champion at WrestleMania. So I always considered this match here the blow off. And maybe there's a piece of both of them that knew that. This is probably why they went so all out for it in this particular matchup. But spoiler alert, we're going to be seeing Triple H in this lineup a little later on as well. The boy knew how to do Royal Rumble, non-Royal Rumble, Royal Rumble matches. His boy, he good. He's not just a booking genius. He was an in-ring general. So Shawn Michaels, Triple H, dope ass match, 2004. Check it out when you get the chance. Another match here, number 9. No stipulations, just a match. But this was a match that kind of stood out to me, and it might surprise people that it's this high. But number 9, Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt. I will give this match. I give this match so much due and so much love because it was a match I thought for sure I would hate. When they put this match together, I said, "This is going to be terrible. this match is going to be the shit. This is going to be a styles clash. These two guys are just not going to be able to figure this out. They're not going to be able to put something coherent together. 100% wrong. 100%." They went right into the storytelling, which is big for this particular situation. This is the program that eventually Daniel Bryan would join the Wyatt family, only to betray Bray. It wasn't real. That slow yes in the cage where he got everybody back in on his side. But it culminates into this. Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt at the Royal Rumble. I'll openly admit to not being a huge Bray Wyatt fan. Love the promos, love the character, loved some of the stories he was able to put together. I did not like his in-ring. And at that time, I was kind of reversed on Daniel. I at the time loved his in-ring, obviously. He's Daniel Bryan. Wasn't really all that sold on the yes thing. I'm like, oh, it was cool the first couple times he did it, and then he went into the no's. The no's were good. And then when he went back to yes, I was like, because it was the second time he had done yes. He did yes, and it went over well. Then he changed it to no, which I thought was better than the yes. Because when he was doing the yes the first time around, it was to be a condescending prick. Then the fans started doing it with him, so he stopped. And every time they would do yes, he would say, no! And the no's to me were better than the yes because he was screaming in kids' faces, no! No, it would be kids, old women. Like he had smoke for everybody when it was the no's. He would do a no during his own entrance. He had shirts where the yes shirt, where they put tape over the yes that said no on it, so that he could know he was trying to kill his own gimmick. And they just wouldn't let it happen. And then eventually he stirred back into it. So I wasn't really digging it. But this match brought me back to turn me around on both of them, to be honest with you. Because Bray, I finally saw a match with Bray where I was like, okay, no, this was good. This was good. If we could do this more often, I'd probably be into it more. And the same thing with Daniel. I was able to see Daniel Bryan in a match where it didn't need to be a technical masterpiece. You know, it was still a really good worked match, but it didn't need to be move, counter, superplex, all the usual shit that he does. It was a nice change of pace for the both of them for me. That's why I was always pleasantly surprised when I saw this. Where are you on Bray? Were you a big Bray guy?
No, I'm not. Like the promos were okay, but my problem is I agree with you. To him, his in-ring to me was never enough. So after a while, the gimmick was cool, but now we're all bark and no bite. That's how I felt about him. So it was neat, like it's the best way to say it. And I just wasn't like
Neato.
so I was never a big Bray fan, which is why to me so far this is the worst match on the list. It was tough to watch. I'm actually, as I was watching this, I was thinking, I'm curious what the reasoning behind this, first of all, being on the list. Maybe there weren't that many Royal Rumbles and you didn't have much to choose from. Or two, nostalgia had something to play in this that I'm just detached from, because the pacing to me just wasn't there. Like, it just wasn't a good match at all. From beginning to end, I was bored out of my fucking mind watching this shit. So to hear your actual reason made me hate it even more, because it didn't. You're usually good at hyping me on shit, and I hated everything you fucking said. So
yeah, the only reason I can give is that it was better than his usual shit.
I would put this 21 out of your 20 list just so that it just missed the list. No other reason. So I did not like this at all. This shit was boring, man. I fucking dragged my ass through this. Did not enjoy it.
Okay.
Sorry if you're a fan of either one of these. This is not a. Although I am not a Bray fan. To me, this is not a comment to either one of them. I just did not. Just like damn it! I'm drawing a fucking blank. I literally just had the two names in my head. Whatever, forget it. I just not a comment to both of them. I just don't like seeing them together.
Okay, that's right. I had a feeling at some point we'd run into one where you're just like,
yeah, but this it's so far away from the rest of your list so far. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay.
So
all right. So our next one here, number 8, Ric Flair. Woo! I don't think it's possible to say his name.
Now we're talking about some fucking heat. It's so weird that I saw that last match and then watched this one and goes, why does this go way harder than that last fucking match? I don't get it, but it did.
We're here at number 8, Ric Flair versus Vince McMahon. I will forever be confused as to how we got to this match in the first place, but we'll forever be grateful that we did.
That promo, though, doesn't age well. Doesn't age well. I'll tell you what. It did not age well. No.
Oh, my God. You're talking about the one of him in the chair where he's just... Oh, man.
What?
The NW...
What he said?
The specific.
He said he's like what is it? Something about making people suffer.
Yeah,
and like that it turns him off.
It turns me on. Yeah.
I was like, oh, whoa, dude, this is not aging well. Dude.
This is not gonna go well.
Or is it?
Well, it sold tickets at the time, I guess.
Dude, but that promo was fire. Though. I ain't gonna hold you. It was good.
Yeah. And this was Ric Flair's first program back after years out of the WWE. Ric Flair's last year in WWE was 1992, something like that, or 93. Can't remember the specific year that he was gone. I know he dropped the belt to Bret Hart in 90. It had to have been 92 because he dropped the belt to Bret in Saskatchewan and then left. But so you're talking about I want to say a 10-year absence from WWE. He went back to WCW, spent about 10 years there. Then he came back. He came back as the I'll never forget that promo in my life. Flair comes back out of the fucking blue right after Survivor Series, and Team WWF defeats Team WCW or Team Alliance or whatever the fuck. And Kurt Angle's like a double agent, right? So he switched heel and joined the Alliance, and then at Survivor Series switched back to WWE, became a babyface, and he tried to be a babyface. He was still a heel. Vince tried to award Kurt Angle the world title, the WWF Championship, in place of Steve, because Steve was on the Alliance, and the Alliance is now out of business, so I get to name a champion. and he was going to hand the belt to Kurt Angle as a thank you for beating the Alliance. And then Ric Flair comes out, and the consortium, woo, the consortium was me, and now we're partners. And they were 50% owners, Vince and Ric Flair, 50% owners of WWE.
What a great fucking story, man.
And they just butted heads, and they just butted heads, and it led to this fucking match. And the beautiful, what was it, Vince McMahon in the Ric Flair robe in the ring, and Rick is saying, like, take that off. You haven't earned the right. You haven't sweat. You haven't bled. You haven't paid the price. And then he pulls out the pipe and just clocks Ric Flair with the gun.
This was Vince, if I remember correctly, because I kind of vaguely remember like seeing this when it happened. This was the first time Vince was like in the ring for a match, right?
No, 2000.
Because I distinctively, maybe I'm remembering the first time, mixing up the first time with this one, because I distinctively remember, and in this whole match, they kept pointing it out, how fucking big Vince was for this match. Well, like he was big as fuck. So I don't remember if this is when he bulked up for this match, and that's why I remember that.
99, he was a greased up asshole. For sure. His first official match was at the 99 Royal Rumble. And he was greased to the goddamn gills then. And he was...
Who's he against?
He was in the Rumble. That's what I'm saying. He was against everybody. Okay. That was when he fought Steve. And then when he fought Steve... Here, I'm going to show this to you here. Right there. That's the 99 Royal Rumble. This motherfucker is greased.
Okay, that's probably what I remember. I remember there was a time where he came out for the first time and he revealed his body, basically.
Yeah, that was it right here.
And he was massive.
And he was huge. I will never forget King's reaction when he comes over. Look at this! He said, whoa! He is ready for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
We're gonna have to talk about it another time. But if there's one thing this is bringing really shining light on, is that JR King commentary team was fucking unbelievable.
They're tough.
Dude.
They're tough.
Oh my! And I like our commentary team now. I do. I really do. I hate that it rotates because of certain obligations sometimes. It's not always the same. That's one thing you got with those two that you don't really get today.
It was every week. Yeah.
But I love our commentary team today, aside from one person. But they just cannot hold the candle to. We got to talk about this another time, but we need to give JR and King their flowers. We need to spend an episode or some shit because these two are just bringing back so many.
Those two, or do you want to talk about other commentaries, or you just want to talk JR and King?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I lean more just talking about King, but JR is a big part of that. But
no, you can't do King without talking about.
And no disrespect, but my nostalgia dopamine hit right now is coming from King, dude.
Yeah,
it's just a sidebar. We need to come up with something with that because this is bringing me down memory lane. I fucking love listening.
We'll talk about it for sure, but just to tease the audience, we're talking about it really depends on your generation, and I don't want to get off on a tangent off of this match, but if you are older than our generation, people really look at Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan as one of the greatest goddamn commentary teams of all time. And if you listen to their stuff, it's a strong goddamn argument. They're very good together. But just for longevity purposes, people forget we didn't actually get JR and King for a long period of time. People forget that. They consider JR and King the voices of the Attitude Era, and they last a little longer than the Attitude Era, for sure. But we may have gotten them as a full-time, just two-man table for maybe 8 or 9 years, which is long in comparison to what we get now. Now we can't get two people at the same table for more than 9 months. But for that time period, I think it was really taken for granted how good they really were. because the minute we started mix mashing them and incorporating other people, it started getting like Michael Cole's edition was cool, but then when you started getting into the mid 2000s and now you're adding I'm trying to think of names off the top of my head. I can't even remember now for people because they were influxing different people.
There was a
splitting,
small stint there where
yeah,
they were trying to find that. It was
Coach
obviously
Finn
Michael Cole.
yeah,
It was obviously Michael Cole, but they were
yeah,
trying to find his person, and they had
yeah.
a hard time.
They ended up finding the perfect team with Michael Cole when they had it when they put him on SmackDown with Taz. I feel like Michael Cole and Taz
I remember that.
were really, really good together. As a matter of fact, Michael Cole just the other day when they were doing some show where Michael Cole shouted out a couple of his broadcast partners and he shouted out Taz, which is hilarious considering that he's an AEW, but I don't think either one of them really give a shit. But no, yeah, they were trying, but that chemistry between those two are ridiculous. And this right here is right in the middle of it, 2002, with Flair and Vince and their story together. It's just
I bring that up because again, you have let's be honest, Flair is Flair. McMahon is the owner. We have two people here. One's a little bit older. Well, they're both older. One's experienced riding a bike, and the other one is obviously been training, but like he's not really that experienced. He knows of it. Obviously, he's exposed to it, but to actually do it and make it look good is completely different. And I think not only did those two make this match really good, they obviously took it seriously. They took the program seriously. It was entertaining from beginning to end. They really told the story in the ring wrestling, which is crazy to say, but that commentary team alongside with it just made it so like believable. They make you believe that you already do that Vince really shouldn't be in here doing this, but he's actually fucking Rick up well too. It was just I feel like that. So I gotta peep the rest of your list, but right now this match is a lot higher. It should go up to me. This was good. This was good.
Don't sleep. For those of you out there who've never really seen, because it's been a long time, obviously, who's never seen Vince McMahon matches, don't let, like you used an analogy a second ago that I'll use now, and I'll put it in different contexts. Ric Flair is the greatest bike rider of all time, and he got in a race with some guy who's owned the bike shop for forever. Not necessarily a bike rider, but he's owned the bike shop. He knows about biking. He just is not a bike rider. And still made it work. It's not if you think of Shawn Michaels, they call Shawn Michaels Mr. WrestleMania. He's had some of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time, Shawn. You can go ahead and you can list them. Match after match after match. One of those matches that you have to mention with some of Shawn's greatest matches of all time at WrestleMania is Vince McMahon. It's not a fucking mistake. At WrestleMania 17, what was the match that stole the show? Vince and Shane. It's not a mistake. There's something to these Vince matches. That's why they happened very rarely. Stone Cold Steve Austin's greatest cage match was against Vince McMahon. It's not a mistake. He has this ability to just be okay with getting his ass kicked. He makes getting his ass kicked look good.
The crazy part is that like a lot of people, and we can move on after this if you want, but a lot of people like to give Vince shit about the way that he had a chokehold on the way certain things worked. But when someone tells you that, or when you get the vibe that someone's ideal isn't just wrestling, anyone can wrestle, can you tell a story? And when that man who tells you that then goes out and literally does it. He is not the wrestler, but he is telling you want to beat the shit out of him. Whether it be people hate Vince McMahon as a real person, it doesn't matter. You still have to deliver it in a program, in a package. And he was able to do that. So now when that man goes back to the locker room and goes, I don't care how good you wrestle, what's your gimmick? And you can't give him nothing. You're out of here and go watch him do it and learn something because that's what he wants.
Vince was the kind of person, he didn't ask you to do anything he wouldn't do. All those crazy entrances coming from the ceiling and all that stuff, he did all of them before the wrestler.
I mean, the man has said the N-word in front of a black man on live TV. He's willing to risk it all for his program. Let's not forget this.
Tell
please.
me he didn't just say that.
That's crazy.
Oh
work.
my God. Vince McMahon is a crazy fucking animal, man. Not to mention, he's the kind of person that he knows he can't pull off a match. The whole match depends on him getting his ass kicked. So he would get mad if you didn't stiff him. If you didn't fuck him up, he's gonna be mad. Like he wanted Kevin Owens is like he wanted me to headbutt him as hard as I possibly fucking could. And to the point where like right before they came out, he was just talking shit on Kevin. Like to egg him the fuck on. And then just like lay it the fuck in, you fat fuck, get in here and do it. Okay, cool. We got the that's it. See, you wanted me to fucking lay it in, motherfucker. I laid it in. All right, number 7, which I thought some people might be shocked that I had this on the list. But
it's so crazy that you keep caveating shit like this because
Seth
this
Rollins,
right now is my number 1.
Wow. Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at the 2015 Royal Rumble. This was a surprise for the world. This was a gift. I, to this day, still don't know how the fuck this happened because this was advertised. This was going to be Lesnar Cena. And at the time, Seth Rollins had money in the bank.
This motherfucker always finds his way into some banker.
If you listen to Seth Rollins tell the story of his career, he is right place, right time every fucking
He's
time.
gonna make himself the main character, whether you fucking like it or not, dude.
Listen, I mean, this is the industry for that. You have to have the talent to back it up, but this is the industry for that. You can will it to fucking happen if you're not afraid to piss people off. That's it. As long as you're not afraid to piss people off, if you don't give a shit what anybody has to say about what it is you think and you do, this is the industry for fucking you. Because you can just make it fucking happen. This motherfucker, this is the same guy who said, I want to cash in at WrestleMania. Like, the ball's on this guy. And then they get closer to WrestleMania. It's not a terrible idea. This is like, hold on a second. This isn't a terrible
If you're watching this match here for a few brief moments, you're about to be like, wait a minute. Is he about to win the title while holding the money in the... How the fuck is that even gonna work? Dude, he will find his way. He's going to be in your face, whether you fucking like it or not. And he is going to be beautiful when he does it, by the way.
Yeah. And if for anybody out there who, if you like, for instance, who recently, if you have a bad taste in your mouth still from WrestlePalooza with Lesnar Cena, if you look back at Lesnar Cena matches, they're not exactly the prettiest matches. For whatever reason, not for whatever reason, we know what the reason is. For some reason, putting Seth Rollins into this mix, it just sped everything up. There was so much more.
No, let me see. No, I agree with you, but I don't think it sped everything up. I think it kept the speed the entire time because they came out the gun going, which isn't too crazy for Brock Lesnar. But with John Cena, what happens inevitably, whether it be in the beginning, middle, or the end, what happens? It slows the fuck down. Well, with that extra person, they staggered the momentum perfectly, damn near through this entire fucking match, where it always felt like they were kind of on go. And they were moving, and people were getting hurt and thrown the fuck out. I don't know how many times someone should have died in this fucking match. Everyone was landing on their fucking back. Oh my goodness, this shit was crazy. It was absolutely nuts what they did here.
When he broke out,
like I said, it was high intense.
When he broke out Phoenix Down Splash, I said, "This dude is he's trying to get there. He's trying
that crazy, and then missed."
But I'm just
saying. Let me tell you something. I'm learning something about myself. I love when people miss. I appreciate the balls you have to have to do that. Like back at the Shawn Michaels Triple H match. I think what was it? I think it was Triple H or somebody. No, it was Shawn, where Shawn ran at Triple H and he ducked and grabbed the ropes. But Shawn full commits. He jumps over the rope and lands full body on the outside of the ring. And I'm thinking like, damn, dude, to take that bump, that little thin ass Patty is not doing nothing, bro. It
No,
really isn't. So for him, go back to where we are when he did that shit. And then to be fair, I don't okay, let me revise myself. I don't think he was supposed to miss. I think he kind of undershot it now that I think about it. Because it
nah.
did look a little weird. But yeah, he missed the fuck out of that.
That's
He just headbutted him, is all he did.
you can. I was a little worried about how at the time I was a little worried about because this is 2015, but it's the Rumble, so it's January. We hadn't really got on this path yet, but 2014, I had my worries because they the Shield break up, and then he starts doing his own thing, and he's starting to feel forced. And he had a great program with Dean Ambrose, but it's he got away from the Shield, but he never really got away from the Shield. So it's like, is he a main eventer? Are they really going to push this guy like that? I know in 2026 it sounds ridiculous to say out loud. Is Seth Rollins a main eventer? But that's what we were asking 11 years ago. We're like, is he really going to be that dude? And this was, I think, the first match because he's in there with two bona fide, not just main eventers, but like legends in the game. And
Mhm.
you go, all right, if he's gonna do it, if he's gonna ascend to that level, I guess we'll find out tonight if he can hang. And I walked away from this match going, hang.
He's the future.
I didn't see anybody in that ring keeping up with him. So I was just like, oh, he's that dude. I was like, oh, that was my takeaway from this match. I was like, oh, so Seth is that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's funny too because I walked away with the quick reminder of the same exact thing you're saying about Brock. I'm like, dude, I forget, man. This motherfucker is a monster, and it really makes those squashes. Like, if you could just really think about his history, those squashes, although they could go a little bit different, they make sense, man. It's like a better Goldberg, right? Like
Yeah,
Goldberg would just beat the shit, but he beat the shit out of you, like for real. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but watching
that's
this
it.
made a lot of the other ass beatings and stuff, like when he comes back and why people fear him when he returns and shit like that. It just makes sense, man. That guy has a lot. For as big as he is, he could go. Like,
Mhm.
he really didn't burn
John
out till like the end.
John Cena says year after year he's the best wrestler in the world when he wants to be. If he wants to be, he can be the best wrestler in the world.
Well, he showed it here.
He's
So
just playing a character where he doesn't need to be the best wrestler. That's not his job. His job is to be a
imagine
badass
being
guy.
amazing and then just like not giving a fuck. It's just like, all right, whatever. I'm that
He's
guy, whatever. I'm gonna
he
go
has
make steaks.
he came back to WWE after his hiatus in 2012. So we're on his 14th year back from the long time off or whatever. Imagine spending 14 years at a job only really rocking at 45% and still being the highest paid guy there. Like he's not even he's not even
When you're him, man. That's
he's not giving you that kind of effort because
and do me a
because
favor.
it doesn't
Actually,
need to.
do me a favor. I agree with you. So I'm gonna need you to go
Uh,
tell him he's underperforming.
I wouldn't need to because
Let me know
he's
how that works out for you.
yeah, I wouldn't even need to because that's one of those deals where I he's him and Paul have been pretty open about the fact like I'm aware of what my job is, right? There's a roster full of people that can go in there and wrestle. Am I a better wrestler? Probably, but do I need to be the no? Because they all can wrestle. So if I wrestled, I would be doing what they do. None of those people can do what I do. So I just do
Hmm.
what and then
Eat
everyone
weights for breakfast.
did you see those steaks that he makes?
I told you he just wants to make steaks, dude. Yeah.
No, but did you see him actually make the steak? I saw a video not so long ago of him making the steak. Did you see it?
I saw
He
him
make-
with butchers once.
yeah,
I don't know if that's the
he
same
makes
video you're referring to.
he makes steak in the manliest way a human being can make a steak. He goes into the woods and he
Mm,
shoots a fucking animal. And then he
yeah,
takes the animal into the house
sure.
and he skins it and cuts off the meat and racks it. And they do the whole dehydration thing. He takes the meat and he just like disrespectfully, just throws the fucking carcass on the goddamn table. Takes what I can only assume is a fucking chopping knife made from a dying star, like Mjolnir, right? And he just fucking threw the ribs. Puh, 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 puh. By the way, no gloves, no sanitation. Fuck all that. Bacteria can't touch me. He takes one of the fucking chops, just lazily. He's talking to somebody. It was like being filmed. He just fucking cascades the shit on. Flips it, fucking cascades the shit on. Puts the bitch on the goddamn grill. And he does the real estate. Where it's like, what is it? Like 4 minutes, flip, 4 minutes.
Oh
like,
yeah, bloody as fuck. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
He's
then,
just burning the bacteria off the surface. That's
yeah,
all
just
he's
so he won't
doing.
get sick. Yeah. And then he just throws on the fucking grill. He's talking. He goes back to the grill. No tongs. He just takes it by the fucking bone out of the fucking goddamn thing and just straight off the fucking grill. No plate, no cutlery. Just eating that shit, walking around the goddamn house. That is the manliest way I've ever seen a man eat steak in my entire life. He's
That's
what is
a
it?
scary man, dude.
Pat McAfee, he's the alpha male of our species. There you go. Our last match on today's episode, the infamous I Quit match. And I know you guys are going to give me shit for not having this match in the top 5. But I got to,
Really?
because it's widely considered one of the best matches from both of them. And it's definitely considered one of the top 5 matches in Royal Rumble history. But it's not in my top 5. Because as great as this match was, I penalize it. I penalize the match because this was, say what you want about Hell in a Cell, but in my opinion, this match did more damage in the business than the Cell match did. Because this one felt way different. The Hell in a Cell match, okay, those were some big bumps. A lot of damage happened. I get it. It was very dangerous. I get all that. But at least you could make an argument. If you watch that Cell match, you could make an argument. It was still somewhat in the flow of a wrestling match. There was stuff on top of the Cell. There was stuff in the ring. There was stuff to the side. All that stuff. That is not what happened in this match. What happened in this match is a grown man handcuffed another grown man, took a steel chair, and proceeded to put work into this motherfucker's skull over and over and over. 11, I will never forget that number as long as I live. 11 chair shots, clean, unprotected to the top of the fucking head, right here in the goddamn sweet spot. Over and over and over and over. And then what makes the match even worse for me is that was the match they had on Beyond the Mat, the documentary. So that's the footage of they're showing the wife and the kids watching their father essentially get assaulted and attempted murder on fucking live pay-per-view, and the kids are crying and the wife's pissed off and he's getting stitched and stapled in the back, and it's just like he's walking around with a full bandaged head, and I was just like, it's the first time as a viewer where I went too far. I don't know. This it made me uncomfortable to watch that match. To this day, to be honest with you, at 40, I still watch it it bothers me. It bothers me to this day. What bothers me about that match is what everyone raves about it. This is the match between The Rock and Mick Foley, and I don't know. I'll take halftime heat before I take this one. At least with halftime heat, we got that dope ass telephone prank thing, and then he hit him over the goddamn head. It's for you, Mick, over the top of the head. It was comedy, but at least it wasn't this. This was bad. This was bad. There was a lot of this was violent. Still to this day, one of the most violent matches in WWE history. Period. It's just blah. It's crazy. But I had to give it some respect and put it a little higher up. But I can't put it in my top 5. I can't do it.
Hmm.
You look like you're disagreeing. Another one of
Yeah, didn't like this. Didn't like this. So,
the.
so here's the thing. I remember this. This is something I do remember. And I do remember in the moment how cool. So maybe my criticism is unfair. Because in the moment, I remember how cool this was. This was pretty cool. Like the whole talking shit to each other, going back and forth. Like I remember that feeling. But when I watch it today, I fucking hated this. I feel like my immersion was just constantly being broken with the microphone thing. It started to get pretty. I think that's unfair when you take, like you said, 11 chair shots into the face. You kind of don't become so creative anymore. But the whole constant microphone say "I quit" went from really funny, witty attacks on each other to just no.
Go to hell, Rock.
Yeah. And then towards the end, it's just like, no. I'm like, can we stop doing this? And then when I saw the name of the match, I distinctively remembered the ending for some reason with he played the recording of, I guess I would assume one of the promos they had where he was saying that
Earlier
he
in the night
used
on Heat, yeah, he said that he
he
was going to have The Rock beaten in the middle of the ring, screaming, "I quit! I quit! I quit!" And they took that audio when he put the "Mankind, your monkey ass tells these people right here." But he's like, "I quit! I quit!" And I was like, "What?"
if you think about it, it is kind of genius. It's a very smart way to play into The Rock being a dickhead, getting Foley to say quit without doing it, and you can continue a program with that. But I really hated the constant microphone use. I
Which
just
is in
didn't.
every I quit match, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't know.
As
Maybe
a rules for I quit, yeah.
I think it's just me watching it with my eyes because I do distinctively remember this being a pretty fun match to watch with The Rock and Mankind and the whole whatever stuff. But as I'm older, maybe it's just not hitting the same. I don't know. I didn't like it. I just didn't enjoy it. I think it should be lower on this list. But don't add. I'm just a filthy casual. I don't know. Okay. I know you
Damn
guys are gonna
dirty
kill me
Mark.
for that one, but that's fine. I didn't like it.
That version of The Rock's theme with that casual
disgusting.
It was like a casual ass intro because he did it. He's like, "Your monkey ass says I quit," and he put him. He's like, I quit. And he raised the eyebrow while it was happening. He went, "Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?" It was like, "Oh man,
corporate rock." That's nasty.
The Rock says. I remember. I'll never forget. I guess because in the 2001 version of The Rock's theme, the one that we all know with the what The Rock is cooking, that was a hot theme, and when it played all the way out, it was great. I remember buying the CD, and that particular song was on volume 4, or the green CD, I remember, and for some reason, it always bothered me because on the CD, for whatever reason, when it does the song, it does the song about a minute or so in, all of us, because The Rock did his own ad libs where he goes, The Rock says, know your role and shut your mouth. Like it was doing all this stuff. Out of nowhere, if you listen to the CD, it goes, The Rock says, something. You take your little CD, dust it off, turn that bitch sideways, and stick it straight up your candy ass, right? So I hated it because it took me out of I'm supposed to listen to the song like it would be in the arena. It's not in the arena version. They just did that for the CD. It was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Raw. I can't remember which one it was. Guys, go out there and look for it. It's hilarious. There's a Raw where he comes out and he hits the turnbuckle like that, like he normally would. And when he did the smell, whatever, the shit said, "Take your little CD, dust it off, turn that bitch out." I said, "Did they play the CD version on Raw? What the hell is this? Who messed up? Who deleted The Rock's audio by accident? This is bullshit." I could do the music for WWE. Give me a goddamn CD. Give me a boombox. Somebody get me a boombox. We got this. All right. So yeah, it's on the list. So next week we are going to do top 5 live with the crew, and we'll discuss it here on the show. So let's go ahead. I love these matches, by the way.